Hey everyone, welcome back to my progress series on my old school RuneScape account. I hope you all are having a great week. In today's episode, I've got quite a lot to share, so let's jump right in and take a look at everything I've done this week. So to kick things off, I started doing herb runs because they're really good passive XP for farming and just good GP for me overall. I also just wanted to get my herb lore up for whenever I go bossing, like high level bossing, and just for future quests. And eventually, I would like to get the spirit tree in my player owned house whenever I decide to tackle that big goal. That's gonna be like super expensive though. And one thing that made doing this so much easier was that I had a RuneLight plugin that tells me exactly when all my patches are done, like my herbs, my allotments, and like my tree patches. And it was just so nice because I didn't have to guess like when they were ready. Yeah, and if you see me running through this dark and kind of demon looking mansion, that is my dad's house, which has made my overall old school RuneScape experience so much better because he has just a bunch of teleports everywhere and it's just fabulous. In between all of my herb runs, I spent some time training agility. I managed to gain 12 levels this week. Yay! So I started off in the Varrock rooftop course, but then was able to unlock the Canifis rooftop course, which felt super great. I will have to say I hate training agility. It's not my favorite, and I'm looking forward to never doing another agility course again. I also spent some time killing Brutus because I'm really trying to get that pet. Unfortunately, to no avail, I did not get a pet. And at every kill, I was trying to convince myself like, oh, this is gonna be the one, like this is gonna be the one, and then it wasn't. I'm really hoping to get the pet in the next few weeks. It's really cute. It's just like a little demon cow, and I really want it. Now, I also spent a good chunk of my week questing. I completed around 11 quests, which is a lot of quests for me because I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of questing. I know it's important and unlocks a lot of good items that I need for bossing and for other skills, but it's just not my favorite thing to do. And I'm so glad that RuneLight and Quest Helper, the plugin, exists because it just makes questing so much more enjoyable. And I don't know where I'd be without it. I probably wouldn't do any quests, period. Then I did some AFKing at Gemstone Crab, but I'm probably the worst at AFKing because I'm just too away from the keyboard. I'll go do something and come back, and I don't even know how long I've been logged out for. But I was finally able to reach 70 attack and defense, which feels like a really big milestone. And 70 attack actually lets me wield the Abyssal Whip, which is so good for bossing. Then my dad randomly asked me if I wanted to go fight Scurrius, so I got geared up as fast as possible, but I was not prepared for Scurrius in the slightest. I haven't practiced any prayer flicking. I've kind of only been focusing on getting my levels up, so I knew going into this boss fight I was probably going to be a little messy, but my dad was calling out what to switch my prayer over for, which was really helpful. I did enjoy doing this boss. I even got some combat achievements out of the way, but my biggest goal going into this boss fight was honestly not dying. I didn't want to run back and get all my gear because I get like super scared that I'm just gonna lose all my gear, even though you have like, I think it's like 10 or 15 minutes to get your gear back. After a few boss fights of this, I got really good at the prayer flicking, so I was really proud of myself, and I would say that it was a success because I didn't die and I had a lot of fun, and hopefully in the future I can be more efficient at this boss. But after this, I just went back to doing agility, my herb patches, and everything else. Then a few days later, my dad asked me if I wanted to go bossing with him, and I was like, yeah, sure. What boss are we doing? And he said that we were going to do the Royal Titans, and it was a really fun boss. The mechanics were easy enough. Unfortunately, I don't have a range set up yet, so I was only able to deal damage through my melee setup, which was fine. It still worked out. My dad was obviously out DPSing me, but that's whatever. Then I was able to get the amulet, which was so nice because I didn't have to keep running back to the boss. I could just teleport there. And then my dad ended up getting the fire elemental staff crown, and then we split that. So overall, this bossing experience was really good, and I'm so glad that we got a drop. Well, guys, that wraps up week 1 of all my progress. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Toodles!